How you doing, John Morgan? So I'm at the little garden next to the spa at the resort I'm staying at in Hoi An, Vietnam, and just finished a long 2-hour kind of deep tissue relaxation massage. And I was thinking about something that's been on my mind all week since I've had a brief conversation with Steve Hardizan about his approach to coaching and coaching with intensity and bringing passion. And a little backstory, like part of my inner challenge has been, while making these videos and coaching, has been bringing forth all of the stuff that I feel inside me and not holding back. Like, I'll feel really passionate, excited, energetic, to the point where it even, if I were to bring it out, it looks like anger. And thinking to myself, well, that is anger, and I shouldn't be angry at my clients. I shouldn't make videos where I'm angry, because that comes from fear, anger, right? But I'm starting to, over the past months and some work I've been doing with a couple different mentors and coaches, and like my, the psychological shadow, Jungian stuff, and through this conversation with Steve, it's become really clear to me that intensity, that passion, that thing that looks like anger isn't anger, and that's actually who I am, and that's the gift that I have to give, and that comes out when I am completely unimpeded, unbridled, and unapologetic for who I am, and so I brought more of that into my coaching in the past. I've been doing it over the past months, but also in the past week, especially. Got a few clients email me back saying that was some of the greatest coaching we've had, thanks. And so when I was getting this massage today, at the beginning they asked, how hard do you like it? And I said, very, very strong, please. And she kind of laughed, and I was like, but I always go for that. It's like the harder that you can dig into my muscles, the more, yeah, it's painful, but the more, obviously, as you know, the more it helps, the more relaxed you feel the next day, the more the muscles get stretched out and everything. And so, but as I was there thinking about all the stuff about intensity and laying there, and she's driving her elbows into me, into my back and into my legs, I noticed little subtle things that are good lessons for me with coaching as well in my work. And I think this can apply to lots of things. Obviously, applying in massage, can apply in coaching, elsewhere in service, anywhere where your willingness to serve beyond the thresholds of discomfort would mean that your service is of higher value. So come subtle things she was doing. It's like she'd start to apply pressure. She knows that I want it to hurt, but she'd go to see where, like, how much can I push? At what point is he going to squirm? And it was like my squirm was her signal that was like that was like pretty much where I could handle it. That was the most that I could handle. And she'd push, I would squirm, and then she'd just back off. She'd go from like 99 psi down to like 97 pounds per square inch, and then she'd be like, did she come back, do it again? And she'd do it again. And then she'd go again like 103, and it was like, oh man, okay. But because she was attentive to my squirm, and because she was willing to back off a bit, and then the next time I was willing to trust her to go a little bit further and just give me a little bit more pain, because I knew that she knew it hurt. And it was that understanding, that empathy from her, that allowed me to trust her to hurt me even more. Another thing that she did, that a lot of massage therapists do, not all, but a lot, is to keep a hand on you at all times. Like, there's going to be a moment where they're going to have to switch positions, walk around the other side of the table, go put more oil on their hands or whatever, or pick up a towel, something. But whenever they're doing that, they're keeping a hand on your body, just I'm just touching your back, whatever. I have a hand on your shoulder. I'm not going to leave you during this experience. I'm keeping the human connection here. And for me, what that does, it's a nice feeling, right? It reminds me that they're there not just to hurt me, but they care as well. There's that comforting touch, that hold, that grasp almost. And so for me, how this maps across the coaching, and it's like in coaching, I can't know how intense I can go until my clients, the people I'm working with, squirm. I can't know how intense I can go with YouTube videos until people start to squirm. And when they do, I'm going to notice. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop. It just means I'm going to back off a little bit and then dive in again and reapply. And I'm going to go a little bit harder, a little bit further. And that's my thing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go a little bit further, a little bit harder. And at the same time, I'm going to make sure that you get, that I get, that it hurts. And at the same time, this other thing about keeping a hand on, like what I want you to always know that I'm there. At the same time that I'm going and hurting and maybe hurting with my words or saying something that's really challenging, or I also want you to know that I'm there and that it's in my intention, and that I don't know how that's going to come forth necessarily. It will emerge naturally in language and action. But I'm attentive to that in the same way that she's attentive to keeping a hand on me the whole time, the whole 2 hours. I'm attentive to keeping a hand when I'm making these videos, when I'm working with my clients. And so I guess what I'm curious is, where does this map across to you in your business, in your work, in what you do and how you serve? Whatever it is, whatever industry it is, in your service, or if you're in management, if you're a leader, if you're in sales, where does it map across? What is it for you to serve so deeply that it's willing to be so intense that it hurts a little bit? Where is it for you that you can bring awareness to that in a way that they understand, that you understand that it hurts? Where is it for you that you keep a hand on at all times so they know that you're connected, they know that you care? To balance, this is the yin and the yang, right? The hand on is the yin, the yang is the pain. What is it for you? I want to know. Comment, feedback. I'm curious where this works, where else this works in the world. Much love.